Victorious new moon in Leo. Why is it victorious, you might ask? Well, surviving eclipse season plus that Mercury retrograde, that's why. As most of the 7 visible planets slide from Cancer into Leo, we do feel a lot better now. Cancer is a beautiful sign, but in this current era, it is so besieged by Saturn and Pluto that it feels like a raw emotional nerve. Blasting from the deep cardinal water out into fixed fire feels good, in the same way as standing by a roaring bonfire after swimming for hours feels good. Let's dry out and warm up a bit. Not entirely, though, as Mercury has traveled back to 23 degrees Cancer, the lunar eclipse point, stationed direct opposite the big bad wolf Pluto. There is some essential and deeply felt communication that needs to happen this week. Ice melting from volcanic magma running underground. Shed tears as needed to rebalance your emotional body. We need to emotionally recalibrate after all the intensity that the 2 eclipses brought us in July. The new moon happens on July 31st at 8:11 Pacific Daylight Time at 8 degrees of Leo, and Mercury turns direct within the same hour. And people say there's no divine intelligence backing everything. Ha! Mercury doesn't clear its station degree until August 6th, so you're advised to wait 1 more week before making any big moves or purchases. Leo is about promoting the continuation of life into the future, and the children are our future, thus Leo's association with children and creativity. Leo is the ripe and ready, egocentric participation in life. Leo wants to leave a legacy, and to do so, the Leo part of all of us must touch the emotions and inspire people in order to move them, in order to be remembered. Emotionally charged moments cause an impact in us that make us feel alive and in the moment and create a lasting memory. This is Leo's forte, which is the express goal of many spiritual traditions, to be alive in and present in the now. Leo rules the heart and the spine and is ruled by the life-giving star at the center of our earthly existence. Leo is the king-queen for this reason. Leo is the sign where we really begin to need to create something that will last beyond our lifetimes. Leo wants to leave a legacy via children of the body as well as children of the mind. Leo is fixed fire, meaning that we have a focused creativity with which to work right now. Venus, Our Lady of Love and Money, is now in her full Leo glory, heading into the heart of the sun. When she goes Kazemi, which is what Heart of the Sun means, in mid-August, she will meet with the king and get her orders for her next year. In Leo, she loves to love and be adored. She loves all the trappings and finery and indulgences. She wants to dress up and preen and be seen, and so do we during this time. During the next 3 weeks, it's time to celebrate and play and indulge and flirt. Drink deeply from the fire goblet of passion and love that she holds. Saturn is still traveling retrograde with the South Node in Pluto, the ever-ready Roto-Rooter team. They were featured in the 2nd eclipse and will continue to present a united front all the way until our next eclipse on Christmas Day. How is letting go of old, burdening, heavy baggage going? As they are in cardinal Earth, this is literal. Downsize and reduce your load for greater flexibility and streamlined maneuvering as we sail towards 2020. The 3 planets not in the Capricorn Cancer lineup are Jupiter, expansive good fortune, Neptune, dreams, and Uranus, the great waker-upper. This eclipse season concluding new moon sees Jupiter in fire grooving with the new moon and Mars in Leo, while Neptune in water is singing to Mercury in the South Node, still in watery Cancer. And if you're listening to this, be sure to go down and watch the Dancing in the Dark with a Fever of Cow Nose Rays link, because it's very beautiful. It's all passion and feelings, on top of this ongoing Saturn-Pluto-Ketu grind in Earth. I think we need to see an image of tilling the soil right now. Why are Saturn and Pluto and Ketu doing all of this long, thorough tilling all year into next year? Listen below, another link, and think metaphorically. We are in this very thorough tilling, composting, breaking down phase that is funky, sticky, and plain old hard work. The soil needs to be wet. We need to be in touch with our emotions, but not too wet. Don't lose balance there. The only way out is through. The tilling must be done so we can plant the seeds of our big new cycle that will follow this churning time of 2019 and 2020. The sun is so happy to be in its home sign of Leo, and we are benefiting from this joyful solar radiance after the journey through what my teacher Austin Coppock nicknamed the meat grinder. Before we got there, I was resistant to this moniker, hoping it wouldn't prove to feel like that, but it definitely felt like that. Now we're leaving the tunnel o grind, but the next big thing on the game board of life is the Leo sun making a disruptive confrontational square with Uranus in Taurus. It was exact on July 29th, but the whole week will have a flavor of creative revolution. Not a great week for feeling happy to take orders from anyone. This is a symbol of dramatic, passionate revolution. The new moon and sun are flanked by Venus and Mars, the receptive planet of love and the active planet of war and passion. All are in a happy discussion with Jupiter and Sagittarius, turning direct on August 11th. Fortunes and tides are about to turn for the better, and in general, this month feels pretty darn good. Enjoy it. After the Sun squares Uranus, next up is Venus. It perfects on August 1st, also called Lammas, the long-recognized pagan cross-quarter gateway into earliest autumn. Where have you been complacent, asleep in your relationship needs? Where can you make some changes that will improve the quality of your relating? This is a very reactive energy, so keep that in mind and try to be productive and proactive versus reactive and destructive. If you end up in an argument, neither side will be inclined to yield, so you have the upper hand by knowing that you will win by staying as calm and loving as you can, even in the face of fire. The disagreeing could be about resources and generosity and issues around self-care needs. Lammas is the beginning of the ripening harvest, where we begin to taste the sun-kissed arrivals. It's time to pause and reflect on the wheel of the year spinning beneath us, with just a short time more of summer warmth and longer days until the nights lengthen. The nights get colder, and the leaves begin to change. Here in Northern California, the non-native but much-loved Chinese pistache trees are the first and also most vibrant contributors to the show. But for now, we take a moment to look around and give thanks for what we have, from the simplest to grandest blessings. Sending so much full-hearted and backboned Leo love, Petra. And if you'd like to subscribe to these moon forecasts, there are links in the body of the forecast. And we are emerging out of a particularly intense eclipse season just as Mercury goes direct. What message does Mercury have for you? I'm doing a limited number of short readings, and we will discuss the important transits in your chart for the rest of 2019. Link at the bottom of the forecast. Thanks so much for listening. Happy full moon. I mean new moon.